Grief girls, grief girls.
Welcome to Grief Girls, and here we are in North Scituate recording podcast 6.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it. Is it already 6? Or is it
No, it's definitely 6.
6, okay.
Yeah.
So we had promised in our last podcast that we've been promising for a while, we talk about the signs, because Paula and I both believe that there's a veil between heaven and earth, and that you can carry on with some sort of relationship, with the person that has passed, that you love and that you miss with all your heart and soul, by looking for the signs. And they send the signs, and it fills your heart with love, and it just makes you know that they're here kind of watching and still being part of your life in the only way that they can. And in many ways, they're helping guide you and encourage you and give you the strength that you need, especially on some of those days that are really big days and that are really hard to get through. And so we were thinking we would share some of our personal stories of signs with you, and in the hope that you, if you're not currently looking for signs, you'll start to do so, because they're out there, and it's just a matter of, deciding that, yes, I want to believe in this, or maybe you don't. But it certainly makes you feel a lot better, if you choose to believe that the signs are really coming from the person that has passed. Okay, so I do want to just say one other thing. So for those of you listening, there's a book that was given to me by my friend Emma, who I'm going to speak a lot about today. But it's called The Light Between Us. It's by Laura Lynn Jackson. She is an amazing medium and psychic. And I think that, she teaches you through her book that this is something you can do on your own. You don't need to go to a medium to learn about, any kind of communications and signs. It's just a matter of finding them yourself and opening your eyes and your ears and just being intentional about asking for signs that you will soon receive. And so if you have never read that book, I strongly encourage it. I think, Paula, did I give that book to you? I can't remember.
Yes, I have it. Unfortunately, I have a stack of books next to my nightstand. And I don't know about you, but since all of this has happened, my attention span is tough.
Yeah.
So there's days I go from pillar to post all day, either doing artwork or reading, so I have that one about 3/4 finished. I have another one from Evidence of Eternity. I'll bring that into you. That one is my friend Joyce Seidler, who is a incredibly spiritual person, and I believe a medium as well.
What's the gist of that story?
It's about, actually the person that is writing it, if I'm not mistaken, figured out he was a medium during 9/11. He had a premonition before it started about the people.
Oh, I think you told me this. I remember this.
And then it continues on, and it just blows me away.
Yeah.
The things he says, and the proof that he has, and it gives me comfort. I can't read it all the time, but I read it like everything else. I read it when I can.
Yeah, yeah.
But we know that. Then we're jumping off to a different thing. But I've learned also in my readings that grief is neurological. It has definitely impacted your whole mind, body, heart, your nervous system.
Yeah.
So everything's changed.
It's like muscle memory too. It's in your everyday like movement, and
The aches and pains are real. The fog's real. The distractions are real. Everything about it is. It's almost like if you could compare it to a car accident. It's that impact when you hit the car or the windshield or whatever. That's the shock and the awe of losing.
Yeah, that grief, that trauma. I mean, the trauma is just embedded.
And it's in your head.
And you have to release it. You have to find ways to release it. And
absolutely.
We were just talking beforehand, and I'm just going to say this really, really quickly too, is just the mindset. So it's just it's so important as you move through your grief to really work, right, Paul? You have to work at it on your mindset, and waking up and just trying to show some gratitude for your day, what's to come, because you're first saying those things and then they're becoming your reality. So if you start your day, in a bad light, it's not going to it's going to be harder to get into a good light. So start your day with good intention, with good light, with praising God, or however you're going to praise your day, and look at your day. Gratitude's huge.
Huge.
It's so huge. And so we're going to talk about that at another podcast too, the big gratitude piece. But I guess we should probably start talking about the signs. We keep promising this, and there's some amazing stories that we have to share. And Paula, so let's start with you, and you can share one of your big stories with the group here.
I have a couple of, and it's too bad we don't have visuals because they're amazing. My first one is, I've talked about this before, that Duxbury Beach is a really spiritual place for me. It's where I feel close to Jeff in my home, but Duxbury Beach, really, I feel like he's there. When I'm there, he's there. And I've been to mediums and this and that, and the water is really important to him. And that's the last place he was Duxbury Beach, the last time he could get out of the house. And we were beach people. That's what we did. We love the ocean. So one of the first times I went out, finally got out of the house, because you just, we talked about, if you leave the house, you have to come home.
Right, you hermit yourself.
You don't want to come home. Yeah, exactly. So I remember it was a really cruddy, not a good day. And I was walking, and I can't find sea glass. My husband, sea glass just came to him. He was a magnet for it. I mean, he'd go out with a pocket of sea glass every time he went. Any beach he went to, he would find it. And I'm like, I can't even find one stinking piece.
Oh, my kids would love that.
Oh, yeah. And he has jars and jars of it. And of course, he separated them all because he's,
By color? Or how?
Oh, yeah. He's Rain Man. So he's had them all in different jars. And anyway, so I get to the beach and I'm just sobbing. I mean, remember sobbing? Like your clothes were wet. Everything was wet. Yeah. So I'm walking and walking and walking. And I can't really see. I think I found 5 pieces of sea glass that day because I got in the car and I said, please, I do this every day, but I said, what do you have for me today, Jeff? Is there something? Give me something, you stinker. If you were up there with those women, like my friend Grace is gone, his friend...
the jealousy continues.
Oh, yeah. His friend Gail, and he was so tight, by the way. And I'm thinking, if he's up there clowning around with her and not giving me a sign,
You're in trouble. Jeff's paying attention.
Yeah,
right?
When I get there, there's going to be a rage. There's going to be some fears. And I can say that because God knows my heart. I can't hide from him.
No, I can't hide from him.
It's going to happen, so don't even try to hide. So I'm thinking, give me something today. I want something from you today. So I remember that. And each time I've gone since then, one day I was walking and nothing. I'm like, where is he? I sat down on this rock just to stop and rest because I tend to get there and walk until my legs fall off, and then I feel better. Because we both know physical activity is another outlet, right?
Right.
To get the rage and the urge out of it's in your gut. It's this awful
But then
thing.
the endorphins come out too, so it's super important.
Yeah. So I looked to my left, and I'm like, nothing today. And the way the sand had come and covered this rock beside me was a heart shape.
That's so beautiful.
I took a picture of it. Yeah. So that was my thing. I looked for sea glass and hearts. I have found clouds in the sky.
Yeah.
Hearts on the sand.
Yeah.
Heart-shaped rocks.
Yeah.
And trying to think if I've seen them around the house or not. That's my thing. And on multiple occasions. So the last one was I was walking. I'm trying to get back out and walk again. This was just the other day. It might have been, was it Mother's Day? I think it was Mother's Day. I said, what do you have for me? Whatever. And then I'm walking, and I looked up. And there it was, a heart in the sky.
Oh, okay. So
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. And the other thing I wanted to add to that when we said about you're going to talk about Emma, and Emma has taught us, and same with Mary Beth Sheehan, that you have to teach them to communicate with you. You have to ask them what you want. Yeah. Just like when they were alive. This is what I want. Reminders, This is what I want. So we still have to do that, right? Yeah. So that's a whole other world. And I think there's more signs out there, but we have to learn to get to that next level. Mm-hmm. I think there's another level that you and I have to get to. Like they talk about when the hearing goes out in one ear, when you hear that weird sort of buzz. Mm-hmm. Monica's the one that taught me about that. She said that's the next realm. And that's communication. Because sometimes your hearing just goes out. You're like, why can I not hear? And you hear this buzz. Mm-hmm. So that's another level of what they call it, vibration.
Okay.
So
I don't know anything about that. But
Monica talked to me about that one day, and then so when that happens to me, I stop, and I think, where am I? What am I doing? Yeah. And then I look around, and then I sort of.
It's interesting. Aware. I was watching the show David, and it was David's mother was teaching him to stop and listen. The Holy Spirit will speak to you. So that's interesting that you're saying that, because maybe that's sort of what it is, and you do have to stop and listen and be quiet. And I think I have yet to do that. I have intention, Paula. Mm-hmm. I need to slow down. I need to be quiet, and I can't.
No, because we don't want to be quiet, right?
I can't. I'm scared about not having busy. I'm scared about, right now there's so much up in the air with work and whatnot, and I'm terrified of it, of having nothing to do and not have a purpose in my day and all that. So I do have intention, and soon I'm going to try to quiet down. I mean, I get it at Mass, but I need to do it just kind of by myself, in a room by myself, or in church by myself. And I just have not done that yet. So.
Well, I don't know about you, but I still go in the house. The radio comes right on. The TV comes right on. I can't stand the silence.
Oh yeah, I'm always putting something in the podcast on. Or
something has to be on, my headphones or.
It's not healthy. We have to figure that out. So you and I are going to be intentional. Let's talk about that. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
So Emma, let's go to Emma, who is, Emma is my Beth. We've talked about them before. People that stepped in. She is the wife of a friend of mine that I run with, and didn't really know her very well, just kind of an acquaintance to some degree, right? And so she just showed up at my house maybe like at 2 weeks after Mike passed. And Christopher was still home from school. And so I went off, into Mike's office and was kind of talking with her. And she was asking some really hard questions, and I was giving her honest answers. And I'm like, who is this lady? She's being so blunt with me. And it was so hard because of just everything I'd been through. I didn't really want to talk about it, but I did. But she was sharing with me that, Mike had come to her in a dream, and that's not something I'm like prepared to share on a podcast, but it was a really, 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 it was a dream that I think, it's so bizarre, but it was like the night before Mike had passed, and it was something that I feel like Mike was giving a sign to her of what was to come, and it was really amazing. And
is it a dream though? That's what
right,
I think.
Right.
There's a definition between dreaming and then visitation.
Yeah, it was a visitation. It was something more than just a dream, but it came to her. It was what we would know as a dream, right? So what we would call a dream, and so she was like questioning that when she learned that Mike had passed. And on the day that Mike had passed, she was driving her daughter to school, and there was this gigantic hawk just sitting out in front of the car, like as she was turning out of her driveway. And she said to her daughter, my gosh, look at that hawk. And after Mike passed, she was just so certain that Mike was letting her know, the hawk is my sign. I am the protector of this family. I am still a protector of this family. You will need to tell Tam. And so she's like, well, so then she challenged that. She challenged it, days later, because she just wasn't really certain that it was maybe in her head. She imagined it, this and that. So she said, she asked Mike, she said, if this hawk is a sign you need me to let Tamara know about, then I need more proof.
Yeah.
And she told her husband, she told Bob about it, right?
Yeah.
And so she's working out of her house in her office, and there's a window right by her desk, right by her computer, that if she looked up, she would have seen this giant hawk just sitting on the fence right in front of her face, but she didn't look up. And Bob went out to get the car to go to work or go to do an errand or whatever. And he comes running back in. He's like, Emma, look out the window. And there was this giant hawk just staring at her. And she snapped a photo, which she then, gave to me soon thereafter. But so when she came to my house, all this stuff was happening, and she shared all these things with me. And then the hawk, and then she shared the hawk story with me. And I can't even tell you, Paul, like I was driving over here thinking about, talking about this, and it moves me still. Like that hawk, gave me so much for me and my kids.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
It is, because it just lets us know that Mike is there. The dad is there. He's watching over. It's like the track meet. There's a hawk flying over the track meet. There's a lacrosse game. There's, football, whatever it was for Christopher. The hawk just shows up in some amazing stories, which I guess, I'll keep going and share a couple of those stories too.
The one in the sky is outrageous when you were running that morning.
Yes. So
it's just so obvious.
Yeah.
That and it covered the whole sky.
I know. It was such a beautiful morning. So as everybody should know by now, I'm a runner, right?
And he knew you'd be there.
And so I was out at Hummerock Beach. I was running down to Fourth Cliff, which is a very spiritual place. It's so beautiful down there. It's quiet. There's a big cliff, so there's no houses. Like at the end, there's a military base, but it's like up on this giant cliff, and it's just very quiet. There's a bunch of beautiful rocks. And so I'm running with Dashi, of course. So we're running. He's got his little headlamp around his neck, and I'm running with my headlamp. And I do what I do. I was going through my routine of my morning, which I mentioned in, I think, the last podcast. Super important to have your routine, your intention of getting out of bed, right? Just it helps me get through it helped me get through that, still helps me. but definitely those, this first few months, into a year, 2 years,
And you want to
3
roll over.
years,
You just want to
right?
roll over and hide.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so I started my day with my run at the Sunrise Beach. And so I was praying the rosary, listening to the rosary, and I get to Fourth Cliff, and I stop, and the rosary had ended, and I looked up in the sky, and there's this beautiful hawk. And I snapped a photo of it. And it was just so unbelievable. Of course, and I sent a picture to Emma. And then it was crazy because then as I'm running back, I run into Bob, who was running the beach. And so I was like,
wild.
it was kind of like, it kind of circled back to Emma. It was just pretty amazing that, there Bob
so
was
obvious.
too. Yeah. And so the hawk means so much to me. And I think I guess it was my first birthday without Mike. I was going to therapy that morning. It was a Thursday. Thursdays were hard for me. That was the day that Mike passed. And so it was really great that I had therapy because I kind of came home. I come home from therapy roughly the same time I came home, when Mike, and Mike died in the house. And so that was sort of, it helped me. And it was so hard. Thursdays sucked. They just were awful. Yep. And I used to, it was like, when you have your baby, you're like, oh, the baby's like 5 days old in 2 hours. Like you would do all that.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's how I did the death with Mike.
Absolutely.
Like I just counted the weeks, counted the days, counted the weeks, counted the months.
I did the hours sometimes.
Yeah,
I haven't seen my husband in 36 months, 2 days and 4 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So it's so super hard.
Yeah.
And so I left therapy, and I had a beautiful breakfast. Some of my best friends from Marshville took me out to breakfast. And they set me up for a good day. And I was going to therapy, which always helps me. I release so much at therapy. And Steph is just amazing. I've given her to so many people. And I hope that she continues to help people and do her work because she's just amazing. And I was coming back, and I was thinking, it's a rainy day. There's no way. I'd asked Mike, because Emma told me, this is what we said before. You have to ask for the sign. So
you do.
Emma told me, Tam, she's like, just ask Mike for a sign today. She knew what a hard day it was for me, my birthday. And so I asked Mike for a sign of a hawk. And I told Steph, I'm like, I'm never going to get the hawk today. It's a rainy day. There's not going to be any hawks. And I'm literally driving down the street, and I'm about, 2 miles, maybe 3 miles from home. I had passed like Marshfield Country Club. I'm going down, I forget the name of the road. And all of a sudden, there's a telephone wire that crosses the road. And right smack in the middle of the telephone wire is a hawk.
That's amazing.
And I couldn't believe it. I pull the car over, I jump out, and I'm walking back, and I'm filming it for the kids and myself and just documenting this hawk. Like, how can the hawk be here? Yeah. This is incredible. Because I was going back to work in my office and sit at my desk, and there's no window in front of my desk, and just that's where I was going to be the rest of the day.
Right.
And it's January, so it's a short day anyway with the light. And there's this hawk, and I'm crying, and I'm filming. And the funny thing was, this car pulls over. This lady, she's like, what do you, is everything okay? I'm like, oh yeah, there's a hawk up there. She's like, what? I'm like, oh, my husband passed and he signs me as a hawk. And she's like, oh, you that lady from St. Christie's?
Oh, that's awesome.
And so I'm crying, and this lady, she was just so beautiful. I have no idea who she was, but which is funny because Mike always knew everybody. He'd be like, that was that lady in row 5, whatever. But I'm just so oblivious to people.
Well, there's another thing that, did Mike have her stop? What are the chances of having her on that road and stop it? Most people would just pass you by.
I know. Like, why did she stop? I know.
Yeah. So Mike probably would have stopped for someone if he saw someone on the road.
Bawling their eyes out, looking up at the sky.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy. Yeah. So I watched the hawk fly off, and he was massive and beautiful. And
what about, I don't know a lot about nature necessarily, but I don't really, we had a hawk. We still have that big, gigantic hawk, and Jeff used to watch that because he was the bird guy. He was the nature guy. He was the kind one. But we have a huge hawk nest we've had for years in the same tree behind our house. Oh. I've never seen them in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Isn't it unusual for a hawk to be around in the middle of January? I don't know.
No, I think they're around.
Are they around? I never see them
long,
unless it's like, I feel like they're just spring and they hatch new babies, and then you see a lot of hawks. But I don't remember ever seeing them in the winter.
Yeah, no, yeah, because that was January, so I saw the
Is
hawk
that a usual thing in the winter?
I think they're around. I don't think they fly south for the winter. No, I think they're around.
Are they hybrid? Yeah, I didn't know. I don't know, but I think it's crazy. But so, like I just said, I'm not really a nature person. I mean, I think of animals as sort of pesty because I don't like bird poop on my car or on my driveway or this or that. So I was sitting in the backyard Memorial Day. and on the deck, and I'm looking around the yard because I've done a lot of things for Marty's wedding coming up, and just things that make me feel good. Like, I'm a Taurus, I'm very home oriented. It's really hard to be in the house.
Yeah.
For a long time because Jeff passed in the house, but he was a homebody. We were homebodies, so to have him not there was really hard to be there without him. However, things have gotten better. I'm embracing it more. I've changed some things because of our Ken doll. Taught me how to paint. Taught me how to change some things up.
I saw Ken last week. But,
Oh, we'll have to talk about that one. How is he? I mean, really. Tell him I said hello.
I did. I did tell him I said hello. I told him we called him Ken.
Was he insulted or was he flattered?
No, he laughed. He laughed.
Especially
he's good.
The Ken body. So I'm sitting out there and I'm really busy, and I'm always busy. I've always been busy even before this. So I'm not one to sit still. But I sat down, had a cup of tea, took a break from my long day, and I was sitting there. And I was talking to Jeff saying, what do you think? What do you think of the new awning? What do you think of what I did to the shed? How do you feel about all this new change? And a bird came over. Okay. Now, I'm not someone that attracts birds. Okay. I mean, they sense my hostility and they're like, yeah, that's not the place to be.
Yeah, she's going to throw something
She's
at me.
going to get the BB gun and, the bunnies don't come around because I've,
Do you shoot the BB gun at the bunnies? Paula.
No.
Yes, I think you do.
No, my son does it. But I mean, per order. But hey, look, they ate my dahlias down. I mean, enough already. And there's a million of them.
So I hope my kids listen to this podcast.
Oh, sorry. I didn't do it. It was not true.
We had Duppa, Mike's dad, who used to shoot the bunnies, and that used to, squirrels. I guess maybe bunnies or squirrels, definitely, but it always made the grandkids kind of sad.
Well, not when they eat your dahlias that you worked really hard for, all the way down. I'm not talking about they eat my hostas, they eat the dahlias.
Yeah.
A deer ate my new PJM that I just got. Oh. So I have hostility issues.
Yeah.
But anyways, while I'm sitting there, a bird came over and sat, literally, I'm sitting in the chair, and he's on the railing next to me.
Yeah.
Now, that's not something I attract, okay?
No.
And stayed there the whole time I was sitting there.
Yeah.
And then my son came
Was he
to
looking
the door.
at you?
Yeah, he was sitting. He was like, his head was twirling around. He's looking at me, and I'm like,
you're like, hello?
Okay, hello?
Yeah.
What do you got for me, right? So then my kid came to the door, Mac, and the bird, I go, you chased my bird away. He goes, no, Mom, the bird was here yesterday.
Yeah.
And I have 6 pictures of it. Yeah. He sat on that railing waiting for you yesterday.
Oh, my God.
So, and even my kid,
cry, Paula? I mean,
it
honestly,
does. I'm just like, and he
and the
would
fact
come that way.
The Mac is looking at these signs and seeing them, and sharing them with you, and having that trust and vulnerability. Like, he's a boy, right? To be able to see it and feel it and share and love it and look for it and want it and all that. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty amazing. Yeah. And all your kids are different. Yeah, they handle it different ways. And we talked about this a little bit. This will be a next podcast, but Tam and I were just talking pre-podcast that what are the gifts they left us?
Right.
And that's going to be a focus for another time.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful.
And you have to really, it takes a lot of work to get there.
Yeah.
And a lot of
because there's so much pain, especially in the beginning. I mean, so people, again, we go back to where are you in your grief? Are you just entering this chapter of your life? This is or are you further out like us and still suffering and in so much pain but able to, experience more like what Paula and I have kind of, stepped into as far as moving through it and feeling, a little bit better than we did earlier on.
I don't know if we're better. I think we're...
I know you hate that word.
I do, because, that's just for me, but I don't feel better. I feel...
It's different.
I don't know, sort of... I'm not aged, but... what's that? Like when things get better as they age, or... I don't know. I feel like we're scabbed over, or rougher in a lot of ways. We're tougher.
We're tougher. But also, I feel, and I've said this, my heart got burst open. Ugh. Right? Burst open, but now it's so much bigger, and it has so much more capacity to love and have that love and that patience and really the appreciation of the gifts of life.
Yes.
Right? And that the gifts that God gave us, the gifts that are Jeff and Mike gave us, right? Oh, yeah. So, number one being our kids and
homes
and our homes and all of that.
Unselfishly.
And just unselfishly. Yeah. And so,
and we talk this brings us back to our grief, not our grief girls, but our meetings that we have here at the Mist, and talking to other people about their signs. They've had signs also. Yeah. Which, just blows your mind when it's, and you're not even, we meet once a month. Yeah. The things that happen within that month that have changed. And we watch, you said getting better. We watch there's a growth of some sort.
Yeah.
And I always want to put the word in begrudgingly so. Didn't want this.
No,
Didn't
right,
want this.
Right. It wouldn't be the path you chose.
Right.
It's the path, like our path ended.
Yes.
And we had to pivot.
Yes.
We had to change our route.
Yes.
And we didn't do it willingly. We did it out of necessity. We had no choice.
But maybe meant to be.
Maybe meant to be. Maybe there's some reason that we'll figure out one day in heaven.
Right.
The reasons for it all. I also have another hawk story.
Ooh.
And I think you know this one, Paula. So I went to see a medium one time. I saw Joy. Did you see Joy? Did Emma give you Joy?
Down in
Hull.
Yes, Petrie.
I don't even know her last name.
Yeah,
Joy.
Is it okay to say her last name?
Yeah, I'm sure
Petrie?
she'd
Yes.
probably love a plug. But
Yes.
she it was a day before a storm. It was in February, and the power had gone out. I guess she had. I went in because I'm such a skeptic. I'm like, don't give her my name. Don't tell her
that's so
anything
funny.
about me. So I went into this meeting like I didn't want her to know who I was. I didn't want to do any research. I'm a skeptic at heart,
Yeah.
right? So I did my normal routine where I dropped Christopher and me off at school, and no, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, you know what? Ava drove me. I was driving Christopher to school, and then I'd stop off at this trail, and I'd take Dasha for a quick little run down the trail, and then I was going to go to this meeting with Joy. Emma was going to pick me up and take me, and it was, I guess Emma had gotten a text the night before from Joy saying, "No, the power's out. Don't come. I'll text you in the morning," and so that was that. I wasn't really sure if the meeting was going to happen or not, right? But I get in my car, and I'm about to do my prayer that I do, and I said to Mike, if you're going to come through to Joy today, I need a sign. I didn't even finish getting those words out of my, didn't come out of my mouth. They came out of my thinking, right? I was thinking them. This giant hawk flies out of the trees on this little trail and lands on a telephone pole.
Yep.
That's like lines the trail.
Yeah.
And I was baffled, like completely baffled. I'm texting Emma. I'm like, Emma, tell Joy she can't cancel this meeting. Like, Mike's coming through today.
Yep.
And it was incredible.
And did he?
And he did. Yeah. So I went to see Joy. I taped the whole thing. I need to listen to it again. This was, 3 years ago now, right? So
I love that you can record it because you forget so much. It's so emotional.
Yeah. And she had his name. She knew his name was Michael. Like, that was crazy to me. So
I know people say, oh, they can research you. No.
Yeah.
First of all, they don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
And second of all, they're going to give themselves away immediately when they say the wrong thing because we go in kind of like, this can't be true.
I know.
I don't do that anymore.
Skeptic when I go in.
My first experience with that is a really long time ago when my mother passed, and there was a woman in, I worked in Medway. I was the art teacher there. And I went through Joy, I went through a woman who was a Native American, and also she was a massage therapist. And Joy just said, well, you got to go see her because she's going to help you with all because my mother had just passed.
Yeah.
So I went, and she spoke like my mother. She said phrases like my mother. And I remember walking in saying, is my mother really mad at me? She said, no, she's right next to you. Oh. When she came out with stuff, like literally things that no one else, my mother and I were really tight.
Yeah.
I was the last one in the house. She lived with me and Jeff and the kids.
Yeah.
And there was just things that no one else would know. It came out of her mouth. Her sarcasm when she said, oh. I'll never forget my mother, I'd have an outfit on, she goes, oh. My mother's brutal. She's brutal sarcasm. So
I wonder where you get it from.
No kidding. I come by it honestly. So I just knew then, and I'd gone to her multiple times. I just knew it. And she knew things. So I don't believe that they have time to do that. And then if they said something that wasn't real, then you would walk out. You'd be like, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
But when I went to Mary Beth Sheen the first time, she said things, and my sister-in-law was sitting right next to me, that Brenda was like, I didn't know you did that. I said, no one does. Nobody.
Yeah.
Even, I only started, like the blogging thing. I told you how I was blogging. So everyone's, has their right to their opinion. But for me, like I say, I'd rather not eat and spend my money to see a medium so I can have that. I feel like when I go, I've had a time with him. I've been out with him.
It just fills your heart so much. I mean, I have some visitation dreams, whatever, with Mike that super personal. I just wouldn't be comfortable sharing them on a podcast. But I'm just thinking right now, Paula, I wonder if people listening to this would like to hear more of these types of stories. We could bring in, people from our support group. There's so many amazing stories of, visitations, of signs. If you want more of something like this, if that fills you, that helps you, because I know like the book helped me, like that helped me. these real stories that are just, we believe them with all our heart and soul. These are true. Like this is our belief system that these signs are coming to us from the other side, from heaven. And it helps me. Like it helped me and my kids tremendously. Let us know, and we can see if we can get some girls on here, other women on here to talk about their signs. I mean, I'm thinking even Susan, like Susan's story. Do you remember Susan? She came one of the first ones. Mm-hmm. She was a friend of mine that helped me with Mike when he was sick. And anyway, her husband passed, and she didn't believe in the signs, and her story is incredible.
Yeah, she was really skeptical about it.
Yeah, so we don't necessarily have permission to share it, but maybe she would want to come and share that story. And so let us know. Just let us know in the notes if you have a comment. Let us know if you want to hear more of this, and we'll put together a group of people to come in and kind of share their stories. Absolutely. So
while we think about that, if the word heaven puts you off, or if the part that we talk about, because that's just Tam and I, it's not everybody. If that puts you off, try to think of it not necessarily as heaven or as just like, and then, like I said, I just had long conversations with Monica here at Mine at Mist. Think about the realms. And if you're not comfortable with the word heaven, you don't believe in heaven, or you're not comfortable with that's how we deal with it through our spirituality. And, it's not like Tam and I have these Bible thumping, we're not like that. We just have our own feeling of spirituality. It's in our hearts. It's not something we necessarily have to go to the building for, or, we're not always out there like, pounding the pavement and trying to get, recruit people. That's just how we feel. But if you think of it in realms instead, like this is where we are now is one realm, then there's another realm. There's multiple realms between here in the whole universe. Mm-hmm. So if that makes you feel more comfortable with thinking about the medium and whatnot, it might be less intimidating if you're not really a heaven type person. You don't have to be a heaven person to understand realms or believe in the different realms. Yeah,
there's I think that you can it will just help people in general, Paula, to have an understanding that you can still have a relationship with the person that you love. Mm-hmm. Because there is this veil between, I explain it as heaven and earth, right? Yep. There is that veil, and it's just a matter of, wanting to have that communication, that relationship continue, right? So
thin. I think it's super thin.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I guess we're coming up on our half hour here, and we so appreciate you taking the time to join us. And we hope that, anything that we're saying kind of can resonate and soften the pain and carry you and hold you. And we hope you continue to look for our podcast and join us.
I don't know why God always takes the good ones first. And man, I've tried to be strong and carry on, but damn, this hurts. And I just wish that I could talk to you again somehow, some way, even if it's for a moment, so I can hear you say, don't cry for me, I'm alright. Yeah, I'm better than you know. And this life can be short or right, so don't waste it on sorrow. And just hold on to those moments and the memories we shared. We're both headed for the same place anyway. I just beat you there. I know they say just give it a little time, you'll be okay. But that might be true. It don't really help me. And we ain't supposed to question the man upstairs, but there's just so much I don't understand. It just don't seem fair. Don't cry for me, I'm alright. I'm better than I just beat you there. And as each day goes by, I get a little bit stronger, but that don't stop me from wishing you were here a little bit longer. When I think of you, like I know you'd want me to, and I know you're watching over me in everything I do, and all those things I never got to say, well, I'll send them with this prayer. Then look up, wipe my tears and raise my beer. And I'll see you there.